All right, Ruby. Let's get started with the most fundamental thing every English learner needs to know: how to introduce themselves. It's simple, right? Just 3 elements: your name, your country, and your job.
Exactly. So you could say something like, "Hi, my name is Ruby. I'm from Australia. I'm a podcaster." Easy.
Yes, and that's a great starting point. Short, clear, and to the point. But when you're introducing yourself, adding a little personal touch can make a big difference, like sharing something about your hobbies or interests.
Oh yeah, totally. So instead of stopping at "I'm a podcaster," I might add, "And I absolutely love hiking and photographing sunsets." Makes it more, relatable.
Exactly, it's about giving people a little glimpse into who you are, beyond just the basics. Let's break it down for our listeners with a sample introduction, shall we?
Sure, you start.
All right. Hi, my name is Eric. I'm from London, England. I'm a podcast host and producer, and in my free time I enjoy reading mystery novels and experimenting with new coffee blends.
Coffee. Every episode you've got to bring it up, don't you?
It's my thing. Your turn, Ruby.
Okay, here goes. Hi, I'm Ruby. I'm from Sydney, Australia. I'm a podcaster and I love hitting the bush trails and chasing kangaroos with my camera.
Brilliant, and notice how we both kept it natural and conversational. Listeners, you can follow this structure. Start with your name, country, and job. Then sprinkle in a bit of your personality by mentioning something you love to do. It makes a huge difference.
And the best part? You don't need to overthink it. Just pick a hobby or interest that comes to mind. Like I might also say, "And I enjoy eating way too much chocolate when no one's looking."
Relatable content. But seriously, showing a bit of personality makes your introduction not just a formality, but a connection.
Exactly. So, practice this at home, yeah? Try to make it flow naturally, and don't worry if it feels awkward at first. Keep it simple and have fun with it.
And speaking of making connections, we'll dive into how introductions change depending on whether you're in a formal or informal setting. Right after this. All right, so now that we've got the basics covered, let's jump into how introductions can change depending on whether you're in a formal or informal setting.
Yeah, because an intro at a barbecue is going to sound way different than one at a job interview, right?
Exactly. In formal settings like a job interview or a business meeting, you typically want to be more structured and professional. For instance, you could say, "Good morning, my name is Eric Marquette, and I work as a podcast host and content producer. I have over 10 years of experience in this field."
Yeah, definitely no jokes about chocolate or chasing kangaroos in that one.
Precisely, you want to focus on your role, your expertise, and keep it concise and respectful. But then, if it's an informal event, like meeting someone at a barbecue, your tone can be way more relaxed. You might say, "Oh, hey, I'm Eric. I host podcasts and kinda nerd out over coffee and mystery books."
Totally. It's like you're still getting across who you are, but in a friendlier, more laid-back way.
That's right. And adapting your tone to match the situation not only helps you sound natural, but also respectful. People always appreciate when you meet them at their level. Now, what about common mistakes learners make in their introductions? Something you hear often, Ruby.
Oh, so many. The classic one is, "I am come from," instead of "I come from," like I get it. It's a small mix-up, but it can make your English sound a bit awkward.
Absolutely. Another one is when people say, "I have 20 years" instead of "I am 20 years old. A seemingly minor error, but it changes the meaning entirely.
Oh yeah, and then there's the good old "I'm working in teacher." We've all heard it, right?
Yes. Remembering to say, "I work as a teacher," or "I'm a teacher" is key. It's those little details that smooth out your introductions.
For sure. And honestly, fixing these isn't as hard as it sounds. What really helps is listening to yourself. Like, record your intro on your phone, play it back, and tweak it until it sounds right. Simple, yeah?
Exactly. Think of it as practicing for a performance. Each time you refine it, it becomes more natural and confident. Let's give our listeners a quick exercise. Ready, Ruby?
Absolutely. All right, listeners, repeat after us. Hi, my name is...
I'm from...
And I'm a...
Great. Now try adding something about your hobbies, like, "In my free time I enjoy..."
Exactly. And once you've got that down, try 2 versions. One that's formal and one that's informal. Really pay attention to how the tone and word choice change.
Perfect. Keep practicing. And next, we're sharing a few personal stories about adapting introductions to different situations, including the time Ruby had her first job interview.
All right, So when it came to my very first job interview, I was ridiculously nervous about introducing myself. I remember feeling like I had a million things I wanted to say, but the more I thought about it, the more I started overthinking. Sound familiar?
Absolutely. It's easy to get stuck in your head during moments like that. What did you end up saying?
Well, I started with the basics: my name, where I was from, and what I studied. Then I added in a quick line about how passionate I was about storytelling and creating. It wasn't perfect, but it worked.
And that's the key, isn't it? It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to feel authentic and confident. One of the learners I worked with actually had a similar story. She kept practicing her introduction, recording herself over and over until it felt natural. The transformation was remarkable.
Oh, totally. Like, practice really does make a difference. And honestly, even for me, I still find moments where I tweak how I introduce myself depending on the situation.
Exactly. Let's recap for our listeners. When introducing yourself, start with your name, then where you're from, and your job or role. Add a little personal touch with your hobbies or interests. And most importantly, adjust your tone to fit the situation, formal or informal.
And don't forget to watch out for those common grammar mistakes, like I am come from or I have 20 years. Keep your sentences clean and simple.
Right. Plus, recording yourself and listening back is one of the most effective ways to improve. It's uncomfortable at first, but it gets easier with time.
And it totally pays off. You'll sound like 10 times more confident. Trust me.
So listeners, take these tips, go practice, and make them your own.
Yeah, and that's it for today. But hey, we'd love to hear your self-introductions too. Record one and share it with us on social media.
And remember, introducing yourself is just the first step to building connections. Keep practicing, and before you know it, it'll feel effortless.
Thanks so much for listening to our very first episode of the English with Confidence podcast. We had so much fun, and we hope you did too.
And don't forget to subscribe and share this with someone who's learning English. You can also follow us on Instagram, English with Confidence, for more tips and updates.
Yep, and next time we're diving into 10 everyday English phrases you can use right away. You don't want to miss it.
Until then, keep speaking with confidence. Goodbye.